Looking back at the services we've accomplished all through Holy Week here, I've been thinking, how much impact do they honestly have? Are they routine, for instance? It seems to me that sometimes, maybe a lot of the time, we take worship itself for granted, when in fact each corporate act, certainly, of worship is salvific. It's a means of grace. When you show up to church with others, it's powerful grace. Not that you can't acquire that grace on your own, but it's far more powerful when we all get together to worship. I've been thinking about that in the context of some artworks. Do you notice that here in the West, the Western world, it is so common for a depiction of Jesus on Resurrection Day to be all by himself? He's the hero emerging from the tomb, for instance. Whereas in the Eastern Church, where they have that tradition of gospel painting, iconography, icon making, Christ is always shown with a multitude of people rising at the same time. Rarely is he shown as the hero all by himself emerging from the tomb on Easter Day. The theology behind the Eastern way of looking at resurrection is that as Christ rises, he brings us all with him. The whole creation is being made new. That means that we, who are the creation of God, we human beings, with everything else in Christ's arising, are being made new. We rise with him. That strikes me as something that is quite powerful for us here in the Western Church. That the worship itself is actually the continuing promise of that renewal begun by Jesus on the first resurrection, on Resurrection Day. Think about that when you come to church, it's like Easter. We are indeed an Easter people. We are being renewed. And the grace that's imparted is the assurance of that renewal. Eastertide, the seven weeks after Easter Day, are a good time to remember that. All thanks be to God.